Hey, what can I do to take away the Monday morning blues? That's kind of what Led Zeppelin said once. Well, you can watch The Chase. You can wake up with us. Good morning. I'm Troy Castro alongside my co-host David Yarger, and we're bringing the energy on this Monday morning.
Good morning, Troy. How's the weekend?
It was a busy one, but in the best way possible. Wedding, Bills games, Bison's games, you name it. Sports weekend, ton of fun. How about you?
Awesome. Friday, just chilled out. Bills game as well on Saturday. Awesome time. A little toasty outside, I will say. A little toasty.
It was hot as hell.
But then Sunday, got to enjoy the last day of the Erie County Fair. It's a local staple around here. So got some good food. Had a good time.
Yeah, so obviously a eventful weekend. But you know what? I don't want to leave out our boy Meerkat. Meerkat, how was your weekend, sir?
Oh, we had a good weekend. Nothing crazy. We went down to Cooperstown, though, Friday evening, got in around there. And then Saturday, we had the Topps truck come down to our store, Topps by Dave and Adams, in Cooperstown there. It was an awesome time. I mean, thousands of kids in town for tournaments. They were all going crazy. Free packs, the take a card, leave a card wall, which I thought was a really cool concept.
Yeah.
Topps put out a big poster board wall loaded it with cards, and hey, You get a guy in your free pack you don't like, here there's one you like, you swap them out. It was just a great time down there in Cooperstown. Always is. I'm retiring there when I'm older. I'm convinced.
Meerkat in Cooperstown. I could see you just a nice cup of Meerkat juice in the morning, just hanging out on Main Street. Well, let's keep the buzz going here Monday morning. How about you start us off with a little bit of motivation for the week with the quote of the day? Please, David.
Absolutely. You know what they say. Innovation is the ability to see change as an opportunity, not a threat. That's Steve Jobs right there.
Steve Jobs. Never heard of him. Just kidding. You know who does know him? Dave Stevens. That guy has every Apple product under the sun. I'm not even kidding.
I literally saw a Apple gibbet for your Crocs yesterday at the fair, and I almost bought it for him, even though I know he doesn't wear Crocs.
Hear that, Stevens? Dave was thinking of you. Oh, anyways,
that's what I get for thinking of you.
I know, right? He gets a wah.
It's a sad thing for me.
Oh,
He's
I
sad.
got you. He said it's sad for him. I got it. Okay, it makes sense now.
Quick good morning to the chat, too. Jay-Z, good morning. Hey, Meerkat, good morning in the chat. Wahoos, good morning. And now I want to toss it back to Meerkat. Could you do us a favor and let us know who is taking home the, what did we break on Friday?
Recon
basketball. Thank you. Busy weekend. I'm in a haze. And then also, do you have the winners for the flawless cases?
Oh, I need to get the winners for the flawless cases.
I'm sorry I put you on the spot.
No, it's all right. We will have that by the end of the show for you all. But we do have our Recon winner ready to go right now, answering DeJounte Murray, which, great answer right there. He featured in a Trivia Tuesday question recently that caught some people off guard. It was about how many triple doubles he has. It's crazy. This guy is an underrated superstar. Great answer there to Joshua Levy, YouTube commenter. So Joshua, you'll be taking home that Recon hobby box plus that Davion Mitchell auto. That's a nice little pull there out of 49.
Out of 49.
Underrated player heading into this year. That's why we made that the challenge. So congrats, Josh, and flawless case winners. Stay tuned.
Can you real quick just remind Josh what he has to do in order to get his prize, please?
Josh, you just have to reach out to The Chase at dacardworld.com. We will send you a whisper or comment to you through YouTube alerting you, reach out to here. We shipping info, full name, all that jazz. We'll get them out to you right away.
Going. Thank you so much, Meerkat. Really appreciate it. Also, good morning, Mom. Thanks for watching.
Yes, good morning,
appreciate it. Let's get going on what's happening around the hobby. Oh, it's supposed to be this week's wax. That's all right. We like to do things out of order here. Who cares? So we've got some more news. Oh, I'm teasing. That's why. That's my issue.
Yes.
I'm teasing. See? It's Monday. I'm still waking up. Good show for you today here. A lot coming up. As you could tell, I already told you about this week's wax. So we've got some more news regarding Beckett's new location. We told you they had made the move Now we'll see what's going on with the building. We're also going to take a look at an update on a Hank Aaron rookie. That's a high grade, too. You got to see what this thing sold for at the auction. Really excited for you to see that. And then we have a live guest. We are back to live guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm super excited. Although the national stuff was great, I always look forward to stuff like this. Today we've got Jacob McNeilly of DSS Sports Cards. He's going to tell us a crazy story from the national. We talked about it like last week or the week before, but you're not going to want to miss it. We're going to hear it in his own words. And, of course, it wouldn't be the chase without a box rip giveaway. So Monday morning, what do we got, David?
We got one of my favorite products that I've seen, Leaf Lumber 2022 baseball. I'm going to be ripping this one. Troy was so grateful to give me the opportunity to have the spotlight on this one box. So very excited. Very, very excited. Very excited.
Giving you the opportunity. You're the co-host. You get to have as much fun as I do.
Listen, this is the guy right here.
All right, enough. Enough. All right, yeah, we're going to wrap it up with the box rip giveaways, so keep up with that. But before we get too far, how about we see what is going to be hitting the shelves this week in this week's wax? David, why don't you start us off?
Absolutely. Sticking with the baseball trend, Wednesday marks the release of the 2022 Topps Clearly Authentic Baseball. Be sure, in this case, to look out for one encased on-card autograph per box, in addition to the 1987 and 1955 Topps Design autographs. Cool. Generation Now, a Topps Tech insert are also something to monitor. Also, collect the rainbow of randomly inserted color parallels throughout the box. Also, rare case hits deliver superstar signers on iconic designs reimagined for the luminescent technology. So, a lot of big words there, but it's going to be a cool little box there for the Topps.
Nice. Wednesday will also mark the debut of 21-22 Topps Inception Overtime Elite Basketball. Overtime Elite offers 27 of the world's top young basketball players the opportunity to turn pro, earn six-figure salaries, and develop as basketball players and brands as they prepare for the next level, all while competing against top domestic and international competition. This product provides collectors with the first ever autograph/relic hybrid product for Overtime Elite with this beautifully designed set featuring all of OTE's top players. Search for 2 autograph relics per box, base set parallels, and autographed team name book cards. Nice. And just to note that, I saw a video on Instagram last week. Look out for some special inscriptions. I did see these guys having some fun while they were signing some of their cards for this product. So keep an eye out for some cool inscriptions or fun things like that when you're breaking the product.
We love us some cool inscriptions. Moving on, in the Marvel Universe, we teased this on Friday a little bit. The Spider-Man Metal Universe will be slinging its way to the shelves next week. Stole that one from Troy. Upper Deck says it merges its throwback inspiration with the new thematic designs to showcase Spider-Man. Each box contains 3 gold FX parallels, 1 numbered base or high series, 2 grandiose parallels, and 1 palladium card. So also parallels will include gold, red PMG, green PMG, orange, turquoise, pink, and purple. It's a lot of colors on the wheel right there. So be on the look.
Yeah, real quick note to the chat. I did pick the box Wahoos. Hobo Fuzz says he sees a bat knob coming. And Bill Dozer, a lot of chatter about the Chronicles racing, which we will get to. But first, we have to get to this. You've probably seen some of the first off the line stuff broke already online, so you know the crazy potential this product has. But the hobby version of 2021 Panini Select Football will also be coming out on Wednesday. This box is loaded. 12 packs per box, 5 cards per pack. You'll find 2 autographs per box, 10 silver prisms, 5 other prisms, and don't forget to keep your eyes peeled for those exclusive Phenomenon and Color Wheel inserts, which you can see examples of on the screen here, thanks to my man, Dave Stevens. There you go. You see a Devonta Smith Shield card he had up there. As always, you're going to want to look out for your rookies from last year's class, which is Mac Jones, Jamar Chase, Trevor Lawrence, Najee Harris, Kyle Pitts, Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, and Justin Fields. Woo! That class is deep.
A lot of rookies. Now moving on to what's being talked about in the chat. Last but certainly not least, we have for our automobile fans, we have the 2022 Panini Chronicles Racing Hobby Box. Here, you're going to get 8 cards per pack, 6 packs per box. This is going to include 3 autographs per box, as well as 1 piece of memorabilia. This product features all of your top drivers across multiple fan favorite brands to give collectors numerous sets and parallels to hunt for. So, hey, we always see it in the chat, looking for racing cards. Here they are. Go check them out. You see them on the screen there. So.
Yeah, I always like the racing products due to things like the fire suits or tags. A lot of good opportunity at memorabilia pieces, I think, in the racing product. And it seems like there's a buzz going on here. Everybody's chattering about the Chronicles Racing, so we'll have to check that out. Also, Wahoo's did make a mention in Select. Extra rookie cards are live in Select this year, so super exciting on that. So I would say big week for releases. So hopefully we can get our hands on some of that stuff later in the week to rip for you guys in a box rip giveaway like we always do every episode. Remember that. That's why you got to be tuned in. That's why you got to be tuned in.
Just for you guys.
Okay, let's see what's making the rounds in the hobby. Recently, Beckett changed their address to 2700 Summit Avenue, Suite 10 in Plano, Texas. But furthermore, the company has announced that the new complex building officially opened last week. So obviously, congratulations to them. The new 100,000 square foot facility features a gym, a game room, a studio, a recording facility, and of course, grading facilities. New Beckett CEO and our first guest on the chase, Kunal Chopra, said the new facility will help improve grading turnaround time. So that's exciting. Love the fact that there's studio, recording facility, game room. I know. I think the chase, we need a ping pong table or something. Just saying. I don't think we can fit it anymore in this room. We got so much stuff.
Foosball, maybe a bubble hockey. We'll see what we can work out. All right, next we have a new site. We have a new website that you can buy, sell, and trade cards on the interwebs. Pretty interesting. It's called buysellcollect.com. It's a peer-to-peer marketplace for sports memorabilia, comics, and collectibles. This site isn't going to charge commission or transaction fees like you may see in other sites, and it will allow consumers to transact with one another, so peer-to-peer, like we said. The company's mission, quite simply, to make the collectibles market safer, more efficient, and more collector-centric. Additionally, if you may wonder about, authenticity of products, that's covered, as only products with gold standard authentication are permitted to be listed, once they are reviewed for authenticity, that is. So, next up, we also have CEO of Collect Buy Sell, James Pearlstone, who said in a recent article on Yahoo Finance, this is a future $1 trillion market.
Oh.
This space is about to see parabolic growth, and we want to help lay the foundation, and also we want to make the process of buying and selling collectibles safer, easier, more profitable. I'm looking forward to seeing more from that website in the near future.
Yeah, it is under construction currently. I did try to go to the site, and it says it's under construction, obviously for good reason. In auction news, a Hank Aaron rookie card recently broke a record on the PWCC auction site. The 1954 PSA Mint 9 reached a record of $660,000 with the buyer's premium before selling for $720,000. After extended bidding period. The previous record for an Aaron rookie was $645,000 on the Heritage site. According to PSA, there are only 25 PSA 9s of the card and just 2 PSA 10s in existence. So obviously you see the rarity there. Unbelievable, but doesn't surprise me. I mean, the mantles are going for crazy money. Hank Aaron, obviously, another all-time great of baseball. So makes sense. And especially getting those 50s cards in a high grade, I love to see it.
Yep, and still time on that one mantle we were talking about too. So
right.
Who knows what that'll get to. But hey, you came here for a live guest, maybe, and
I did.
also a box rip.
I did.
So let's get to our live guest for today. Today, we have a good one. I've been waiting for this one for weeks. We have Jacob McNeilly of DSS Sports Cards. And boy, does he have one hell of a story to tell. Now, obviously the National was a good time and all, but we'd be lying if there wasn't hiccups here and there. For McNeilly, the unthinkable happened to him while at National. While getting ready to rip open some 2012 NBA Prizm, McNeilly rapidly cut through the wrapping on the box with excitement, opened the box, and that's where the disaster struck. To McNeilly's disappointment, the box was full of the Shagmaster Austin Powers cards, deeming the box fraudulent. And now you see him right here. To tell us about this scene, let's welcome Jacob onto the show. Jacob, man, it's been a crazy few weeks for you, man. How are you?
We're doing fine. Honestly, still kind of, mentally recovering and waking up and realizing that it's definitely happened. Still kind of in shock. Kind of feels like a bad movie, honestly.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I watched the clip probably like 6 times, and I was just in awe each time. But a few weeks back, we replayed the clip from National, and just tell us, like, how many times have you rewatched that clip of, that moment you unveiled the box? And how do you feel after you replay that every single time?
Honestly, I mean, I'm still embarrassed. I think embarrassed is the best way I could describe it. But it's only embarrassment if, like, you fall down a flight of stairs with a bunch of books in your hand and you let go of the books. I mean, I didn't do anything to cause it, but it doesn't mean it wasn't embarrassing for me. I think that it's definitely a little bit of frustration too. I don't think that it's fair that any of us have to, work around that. I don't think anybody should have to fear that they're going to get scammed or fear that they're going to have any sort of hiccup, like you said, in an event that large. And it was very disappointing, honestly. And I think every time I watch it, I don't watch it much anymore, but right off the bat, I did quite a bit because I just was just still in shock for sure.
And now, for the people who may have missed the clip, can you just explain the moments leading up to this break? Give us a little info about what you were going to break. I know I said 2012 NBA Prizm, but just a little more info about the break and then just your reaction to what you've seen.
Right. So back probably, I'd say 5 to 6 months ago, I started a kind of a huge project where I wanted to collect a bunch of old wax. Old wax and high-end wax. So I bought that 2012 Prizm box, probably I want to say about April or March, from a reputable dealer in the Midwest here. And I also purchased a couple 2009 Topps basketball hobby boxes and a 1986 Topps football box for Jerry Rice rookies. And I've been just kind of collecting that wax as we've been going. And I didn't really know what I was going to do with the 2012 Prizm box, but of course I wanted to open it a little bit, back in 2012, that was definitely something I really wanted, but I could only afford a couple of 2012 score packs. So, I was getting my Russell Wilson college jersey packs, but I think that I decided I wanted to break it, and I decided why not break it at the National? Because we really want to make a splash in this industry. I mean, we're still a fairly new business, but I've been doing sports cards my whole life, but DSS Sports Cards is still fairly new. So I decided I wanted to make it a splash. So we were going to break it at the National, and we spent probably a few months hyping it up and getting everybody excited. And we decided we were going to do it on network. We had sold all the spots except for, I think, like 3 leading up into the National. And then we sold the remaining spots at the National. So we were getting really, really hyped that, okay, we're actually going to rip this box. 2012 Prizm, it's a $10,000 to $14,000 box. It's incredibly rare, incredibly expensive. And I mean, there's so many good cards in there. You have, Damian Lillard rookies, Klay Thompson rookies, Anthony Davis rookies, just some insane stuff in that set. It's a beautiful set, very iconic to the hobby. And I think it's our generation's 86 Fleer. It's our generation's OG box, if you could say. I decided I was going to break it, and we got it all broken, and finally was ready to rip it open. And I mean, all this emotion of me getting all excited for my childhood, being ready to open this box and finally being able to do this, and so excited for my customers. And then obviously, I do that first cut, and sure enough, lift the tab, and it's Austin Powers packs. And the only thing I could think of was I looked to my right at my boss, and I just wanted to make sure that maybe he wasn't pulling a prank on me. I'm like, "You're not messing with me, are you?" So I look to the right, and I kind of stare at him, and I see him, and he looks down at the box, and he looks just as shocked as me. And then I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that just happened. This is like actually happening." We had probably 50 people watching us on network. We were in front of the CEO of network. We were at the national. It was really embarrassing, and obviously it was a problem. we got scammed. So it was obviously not great.
Now, I want to know, so like where did you originally end up purchasing this box?
So we purchased it from a very reputable dealer here in the Midwest, and we decided with them that we would keep them anonymous in this situation. They are doing their investigation to figure out. They got it from somebody back in December of last year. So they want to be able to do their due diligence to figure out what happened on their end. We agreed that we would allow them to remain anonymous as long as they were actively going about figuring out what happened here. Obviously, that's me putting a lot of trust in them, and I felt that they deserved that, because just like if we had sold this box to somebody else and then they had opened it, I would hope that we would have had the chance to be able to figure it out on our end instead of taking the blame for automatically being the scammer just because you were the seller. Because you think about the Logan Paul box that had 3 separate owners before it was opened. So it would be kind of unfair to blame the immediate person before. As much as I'd like to say, oh, it was probably him or it was him, and I only say that just because it's just so much easier. It's hard to say who could have done this. I have never, ever once when I had that box thought that there was an inkling of it being fake in any shape or form. And I've handled a lot of boxes in my life. And yeah, I think that it was very necessary that they get to remain anonymous until we find out the whole story. Obviously, once we have more information, we'll be able to bring that information forward.
Yeah,
I gotcha. And that kind of leads me to my next question. I was going to ask you if you had, like you said, any inklings that it was fake, but were you more shocked it was a fake because of how legitimate it looked? It had the wrapping, it had everything. Everything seemed so perfect about it. Were you kind of shocked about that?
I actually went after the fact, and I opened a blaster box. I opened a mega box. I opened another hobby box. I took all the wrappings, and I set aside the hobby box wrapping for the 2012, and I mixed up all the other ones, and I set them all side by side, and I could not tell the difference. For modern products, 2012, and then I even opened, I think it was like a 2013 box, so something that was kind of older too. I could not tell the difference. I had a bunch of experts look at this box, and never once did anybody say anything about, oh, it looks like, this and this and that. I'm not even sure. I know some of the basic signs to look for, obvious signs of glue, obvious signs of reheating, etc. But there was nothing. And that's what was really scary, was that, I had this for 6 months. Like I did all my investigation in the beginning. I brought it to Dallas with me multiple occasions. I actually was several deals close to potentially getting it sold personally. Whether we were $100 off or $1,000 off, the deal didn't go through. But I never once had an inkling of an idea that it would be tampered with. And I'm still shocked to this day. And I've opened boxes more expensive and cheaper, and it looked like the exact same Panini wrapping. And that's what I think is scary for either breakers or just people who are just trying to have some fun and rip some product going forward.
Yep. Amen. You just the old DTA, you can't trust anybody anymore. It's unfortunate that it has to be that way.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. No, 100%. It shouldn't have to even be there. But so for people who may not have seen the entire clip, maybe they just saw the viral part of you obviously, unfortunately, opening it being Austin Powers packs. What happened after that? So once that was said and done, what kind of happened after the break or with everybody in it?
Right. So I felt that something as momentous as the National, I didn't think that was just a situation where it's like, all right, let's just refund everybody. I was obviously going to honor refunds, but I wanted to be able to give them an opportunity to still go home with something. If you go to a movie that you're really excited for, and all of a sudden the movie is terrible, at least you left seeing a movie, you know? That was kind of my mentality. So I decided that we were going to do our best to replace that box. Let's open something else. Everybody will have the same break spots. And we're going to see if we can get these guys some really sweet cards. Because obviously, I mean, I can't really open the Austin Powers cards and give them out because there's not really any benefit in that. And no one's going to be excited for a $400 break spot getting a bunch of Austin Powers cards. So I happen to have 2 boxes of 2009 Topps basketball, which ironically I was going to be opening on Whatnot several hours later. And I was already working on filling those breaks. Ironically, those breaks didn't fill because it's a $20,000 box. It's an incredibly expensive box for Stephen Curry. And I was like, you know what? Let's just open that box. Let's just open that box. Let's see if they want this box instead. We'll take a small hit if nobody wants any of the refunds. And if they do want refunds, we'll take a big hit, but at least we tried. And I thought that was the best way we could go about this. So I offered everybody to have a refund, but I wanted to give them the chance to be able to keep their spot. So I opened a box of 2009 Topps basketball. Ironically enough, we didn't get a single Steph Curry, but we got some really sweet like refractors, and every pack has a gold. And it was we got a black out of 25 of some random no name that was kind of sweet. It was a fun experience, and I think that everybody that bought a spot enjoyed watching it. But at the end of the day, everybody except one person asked for a refund. And that's fine. I honored them. We refunded literally everybody except for one spot for $400, and he only wanted to keep it because he got the Spurs and he got a gold and a refractor and a base of Tim Duncan. And I'm like, you know what? I don't blame you. I'd keep my spot too.
Yeah.
And he was really thrilled. But yeah, we ended up refunding every single person. So we ended up being short the entire 2012 box minus $400, as well as short the entire 2009 Topps basketball box, with the exception of that spot. So we just took a huge hit, and I don't regret that at all. I'm grinding harder than I've ever grinded before out here, trying to make more sales to make up for that. And it might take me a long time to make up for that loss, but I don't regret it one bit. I think that I needed to do that for me because I've been scammed before. I've been in situations where someone didn't make it right, and I refuse to be that party that didn't make it right.
That's very commendable.
Yeah, that's very commendable on your part, and really like hearing that from your end. Gotta ask, how did the public react when this all went down? Because I didn't see any chat or anything, but how was the public's reaction?
So initially, we didn't have any negativity initially, because everybody that bought a spot is actually somebody who had a lot of business with us in the past, whether it be personals or whether it be just kind of chit-chatting, or maybe it's people I've known on YouTube or other platforms. So initially, like in the actual network chat, there was no negativity. A couple people thought we were like playing a prank, and they were like, no, just bring out the real box. And I'm like, well, I did, and it's not. So I will do my best. But it was initially a lot of panic. We did get one customer that was like, that's going to be a lot of refunds, and I made some sort of comment like, yep, it's going to be a lot of refunds. And then someone said like, fire up the lawyer. And I'm like, oh, we're going to do something. I promise you, I'm not going to just lay down and die. Like, right. I'm going to fight this. I would say 99.999% of the outreach we've gotten has been positive. It's been, hey, I'm not one to compliment myself, but it feels weird talking about it. But everyone's like, hey, we think it was really, like you said, commendable. We think it was really, really cool, really classy. Classy is a word I've gotten a lot of, which is really interesting. I've never been referred to as classy.
Neither have we. Don't worry.
I just don't wake up thinking I'm classy, but I appreciate it, everybody. It's been a lot of compliments, really, being like, hey, I'm sorry that happened, but that's really cool of you. And, you got business from me, whether it's now or later. I think it's nice for people to know that crap can go down and we're going to handle it. Whether it's, oh my goodness, we somehow only have 2 of these, let me get you a bunch of this bonus stuff for free to make up for it, or XYZ. We're always going to make it up to you guys, because we here at DSS, and me especially growing up, every card you get in a pack could be your only card you get for a month. A lot of these people, can't afford to go buy $6,000 of cards, can't afford to buy 1 million break spots. So, I mean, a lot of these people, maybe that break spot was the only time that they were going to be able to spend money the entire summer on sports cards. And the fact that they weren't able to get any sort of fruit from that really hurt. So we had to make it up, right? And I had to do everything I could to make people happy, whether they were a viewer of the channel, whether they were a purchaser or just some random spectator. And I'd say for the most part, it was positive, but we did have a few people who were like, clearly a scam. What are you guys doing, DSS? Why would you do this if your name's all over it? And to that, I think it's more just kind of funny because I don't really know what I gained out of this financially if I did it on purpose.
Yeah.
In fact, I gained nothing financially, and I'm short a good $30,000. So I'm really not gaining anything financially from this. So yeah, I would say most of it's been positive, and obviously you're going to have your naysayers, but we say nay to the naysayers and we move on. We just keep everything positive. And if you guys watch my channel on YouTube, I'm really proud of my content. At the end of every video since I started, it's stay safe and stay positive. I say that at the end of every single video. And I started that during the pandemic to make sure people were staying safe and positive. And I still mean it. Stay safe and stay positive. Stay vigilant.
Well said. Well said. So now coming out of this, obviously we talked about the refunds and this and that with the break. But what did we end up doing with the Austin Powers packs that you were stuck with?
Right. So we ended up, as part of the deal for the Midwest dealer to be able to find it out who sold it to him on his end back in December, we thought that we would also give him the packs just because it was part of the box. It was part of the content. And that was just part of the agreement. We were going to give him the wrapping, the box, and the packs. So he has those packs. And ironically, I've been, obviously this is all bad. This is all very negative, but I've been doing my best to actually scour eBay and find Austin Powers packs because I thought it would be really kind of fun to do a giveaway and, kind of take the negativity out of the situation and make it fun. I'm actually working on a shirt right now that says I was scammed by Austin Powers at the National. I think that there's room for us to take this whole negative situation and turn it positive because there's somebody sitting in their garage right now really proud of what they did, and I don't think they should be proud of what they did. And I don't think they deserve to laugh about it. I don't think they deserve to be happy. So I think we should all take that from him, and we should be like, we're going to move on. DSS got the only loss, and we're going to keep going. We're going to keep things positive and just keep going. But no, I do not have the packs, unfortunately.
Is it too soon to ask if you're an Austin Power fan? Do you like them?
I'd actually never seen the movies.
Okay.
I had actually never seen the movies. My mom was very strict about me not seeing those movies growing up. And then I became an adult and realized I'm just not a big fan of Mike Myers. So I'm just, I like Shrek, but no, I haven't seen it yet. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm probably not going to end up seeing those movies. Maybe someday when it's all said and done, I'll do it right on my deathbed or something. But I don't think I'm going to end up seeing those movies. I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
I could see you, just throwing it on or seeing it on TV one day and just start throwing tomatoes at the screen or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think that it was very important to me that I handle this whole situation without anger. And it's very important to me that I handle it going forward without anger as well. I would love to be able to throw tomatoes. I really would. But I think instead of throwing tomatoes, it's better for me to take a deep breath. And it happened. And there's nothing I can do about it now. And the only thing I can do about it is move forward and be that guy that went through that and then did great things going forward. And in order to do that, I can't show any anger. Obviously, I'm angry. Obviously, I was angry then. But I think it's really important. And I think the narrative would have been potentially different had I opened that box and then said son of a, and then threw my laptop or cussed somebody out, or I think everybody would have still been like, oh, I can't believe that happened to him. But I think they would have been like, oh, but he's kind of a big baby, how professional is DSS? He's out here screaming and cussing, and I just don't think that would have done anything for us. So obviously I'm angry, but I think keeping my emotions in check is the best part of all this.
Yeah, and honestly, that leads right into my last question. I was going to ask you, how important was it to you to just keep your cool in that moment? Because obviously it could be so easy just to erupt, and you were able to just keep your cool. I could tell you, obviously you were pissed off, but at the same time, how important was it to keep your cool?
It was probably I've been wanting to work in sports cards my entire life. My entire life. I was in juvie at 9 years old, and it was for anger issues as a child. And it was very important to me that I get better. And the thing that got me better was a correction officer telling me that they were going to get me into collecting sports cards if I could, be a good kid. And ever since, I've been hooked on sports cards. And sports cards got me out of juvie. Sports cards got me out of situations that were bad in my life. And now I have a full-time job and I have a sports card shop in Omaha, Nebraska. So it was very important to, in that situation, feel that this entire thing that I've been working towards my entire life culminated in this giant moment at the National Sports Card Convention in New Jersey. And I needed to be able to realize how important that was, that you don't get to be upset here. You don't get to be a bad example. You have to be a good example. You owe it to the 9-year-old that you were back then, and you owe it to every kid going forward. You don't have to throw a box every time you're upset. You don't have to be this mad. You can handle everything, and you can, and you will. And I don't mean to get all sentimental, but it was incredibly important to me. It was important to me in my life that I handled that the best I could, and I do think that I did, and I'm very proud of that.
Wow.
I just gotta say, I obviously didn't know that detail that you told us right now.
I don't think anybody did.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody did, but I think
kudos,
it was important for people to know that.
Kudos to you, dude. I mean, that, it's kind of like full circle almost. I mean, that's awesome to hear, how you're able to keep your cool in that scenario, and just, how much sports cards mean to you. And that's mind-blowing, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
We're just getting
story.
started, baby. Don't you worry.
There we go. Put a positive spin on it. I like it. So Jacob, in closing, we want to give you a moment here, roll out the red carpet for you, and just, where can people find you on social media, and how can people get into stuff with DSS?
Yeah, absolutely. So on Instagram, we actually have 2 separate accounts. We have one for DSS Sports Cards. That one, if you ever message that, it'll be for buying and selling, and that will be me. We also have another one that's managed by one of our main breakers, DSS Enterprises, and that's where we handle kind of sports cards, customer service, as well as we do a lot of business in coins, gold, silver, etc. And I'm very proud of my YouTube channel. I brought it up earlier. I actually just hit 500 subscribers probably 2 days ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I've been working on that for 2 years. So it was great to actually kind of have some great return on that recently. A lot of my videos have been kind of small, but the one about this got I'm at 24,000 views now.
Wow.
So a lot more than I thought it would get. And then so that would be Instagram, and then YouTube. We also stream 6 days a week, whether it's coins or cards, on Whatnot. If you look up DSS Enterprises, we're on there. And on the network app, which is where all this incidentally happened, DSS Enterprises as well on there. And we're looking at growing into other platforms and, kind of making a splash in different areas. But I mean, obviously with social media, there's so many different places you can go now. And there's only one of me. So I have to figure out what I have time for and what I don't. But yeah, it's been fun expanding into all those places. But I'd say the best way to contact us for any information would be Instagram on DSS Sports Cards.
All right.
Beauty. You heard Jacob himself. Check out DSS Sports Cards. I follow him on Instagram. He's posting good stuff. Make sure you're checking him out.
Thank you.
And Jacob, I really got to say thank you so much for coming on and telling,
appreciate your time.
I know this is a tough story to tell, but we really appreciate you coming on and, just being open and telling us, what happened to you. And kudos to you for how you handled everything. And I'm looking forward to, meeting up someday. And thank you again for coming on the show.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for all the support. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe and stay positive.
There it is. I was waiting for it. You too, brother. Thank you so much.
Later.
Good one.
Wow. What a story. I mean, that was amazing.
I didn't know the last part either. And it kind of hit me. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, no, that was a perfect, like you said, full circle moment. Amazing. So, good for Jacob. They did. I don't think they could have handled that any better in that moment, in that situation. So can't wait to see where he goes going forward.
I know. He's only on the come up. So
that's it. He's on the come up.
Speaking on the come up.
What are we coming up to?
We're coming up to our Beautiful. Leaf Lumber giveaway. How excited are you guys? I could tell.
Pretty excited.
All right. Should we get to
There it is.
Should we get to ripping? Should we just get right to it?
I think so. I think it's about that time in the show. You know, we love to close it out with a good box rip, and I think after that heavy interview there, that big one, I think the only way to end it is with a nice little box rip.
Yes.
But you know what? Like you said at the beginning of the show, I've been doing too much of the rip, and I want you to do it. I want you to have fun. I want you to do the rip.
I'm excited just to see these cards in my hand, but you know what? I'm so excited I get to say this. I need a cutter. Does anybody have a cutter? Let's see here. A cutter. Thank you, Tyler. That was literally off. That was literally just off the rip. Like he was like, "Oh crap, I gotta get a cutter."
That was off the cuff right there. Okay.
Oh my goodness! All right.
Chat's buzzing for you. Dino says you're gonna pull a 1-1 today. There's Dolphins.
I'm super excited. Are we going with the overhead?
Oh,
Stevens, or,
yes. Look at this
Didn't
too.
know.
For channel points, will we pull a 101 is the poll right now. Make sure you are answering that. Actually, Meerkat, you put up a poll earlier, did you not, in the show? What was the poll earlier, and what were the results?
I was just asking, we were talking about select football, how hot it's been so far. People's opinions, I think they might be starting to sway. I said, what's your favorite football product right now? Prizm, select, only 2 options. Prizm's still on top, but it was a little close there.
Really? So it was a tight race.
Tight race, for sure.
All right.
Interesting. Well, we'll see after the hobby release. Maybe that'll flip-flop.
I love this case. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's like ridges for your fingers. Pretty sweet. If I could open the damn case.
Leaf always gives us a hard time opening. Remember when we tried to do...
Yes, Stevens.
Steven's giving the elevator music. Do-do-do.
All right, so yeah, you could see the first one, which, sorry. I'll do this John right here.
John.
Slide. All right, so first things first, we got Hall of Fame, Frank Thomas with the Bat Relic. Nice. Inducted in the Hall in 2014. That is numbered 30 out of 35, so nice little Frank Thomas hit there.
Friend of the program.
Whoa, Frank, yes. Made a cameo, episode 1. All right. Here we go.
We saw Frank Thomas a few times in Diamond Icons as well.
We did. And if you guys haven't watched that break yet, it's up on our YouTube page, DA Card World. Look for the Diamond Icons break with Troy Danger, Diamond Dave, and Monopoly Meerkat.
Here we go. Buddy Bell, 6 out of 40. Game used lumber. So that's the other cool thing about Leaf Lumber. These are, you're going to get like game used bats, which is pretty sweet.
Yep. Yep.
And also, like last night I was in a break. I know I told you this, but I literally got like a game used like bat barrel, and you could see the baseball on the bat. It was pretty
awesome.
sweet. All right.
Check this out.
Ooh.
The Diz, first time chatter here. He or she remembers watching the Big Hurt in Sarasota in single A ball. You know who else is from Sarasota, Florida?
We got a double here.
Oh, yeah, the Macho Man. Also from Sarasota.
We got Mo Vaughn and Barry Larkin.
No way.
You good?
I just spit out my drink when you said Mo Vaughn. I wasn't expecting a Mo Vaughn
Mo
card.
Vaughn, 3 out of 6, alongside Barry Larkin. Nice.
That's
Memorabilia
amazing.
card. That's beautiful.
Mo Vaughn will make it Mo better.
All right, we got one last one here. The chase is upside down, but it's okay. What do we got?
Come on.
Oh my goodness. Bo Jackson,
Woo!
2 of 4 with the lumber signature sticks.
Bo knows, baby.
Bo knows. Everybody knows Bo. Dual athlete.
Dual threat. Dual athlete threat right there. Wow.
Nice. With the auto. Nice little 4-pack of cards here. I'll slide them up into the camera a little
Let's
bit
go.
better for you to see. Awesome. I'm excited. That was my first solo break.
There's a first time. You always remember your first. There's a first time for everything. And you always remember your first solo break. I remember mine. That's for sure. Now, here's the thing, though. You here comes the boom, like POD. I heard Steven's playing the. There it is. Gentlemen, you who broke it, and Meerkat, how are we going to determine who's going to win this?
Yeah, what do you think, Meerkat?
A meeting of the mind, shall we? We have some time.
Well, it's got to be baseball related. Obviously, we are in baseball
Obviously.
season.
Obviously.
So let's get to thinking here, fellas. What are we gonna do? We're gonna do player specific. We're gonna do outcome of like.
Oh, man.
How do we want to do this?
That's a good question. Huh.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite steroid user in baseball? I'm just kidding. Oh, yeah. What? I don't know. David, you're like the hardcore baseball guy. You got anything? What are you thinking?
You go World Series?
Wait. Or what do you guys feel about this one? I was thinking, can you in the chat give us who had your favorite batting stance?
Ooh.
You like that one?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
That's a good one.
And it makes sense. Bring in the lumber, leaf lumber, batting stance.
That's where I was going. I'm glad you saw that.
We're done.
So, yeah, so there you go. Let us know who had the best batting stances, because there's some wild ones out there. I mean, you got to think Gary Sheffield just
Kevin
move
Youkilis.
in.
Yep. Love the
Oh,
Sheffield.
I don't know how Gary Sheffield didn't blow his shoulder out more in the way he batted.
And I
The way he
mean,
batted.
Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, come on.
I mean, the sweetest swing in baseball. So there you go. Let us know in the Twitch chat. Let us know in the YouTube comments who you think had the best batting stance, and we will pick a winner for Wednesday's show. Make sure you are tuning in. Make sure you are watching. We do giveaways every day, and very simple rules to win. I don't know how more you guys aren't entering. There needs to be a deeper playing field. I'm sure the people in the chat right now will disagree with me because they want a better opportunity. Yes, that's where I was going to next. I like it. He was miming the briefcases. So yeah, I was gonna get to you before we close it out. Who is going home with the 3 flawless cases from the Drake break? I know we picked 3 winners.
We put random.org to work during the interview behind the scenes here. And what do we got? We have 3 winners, 2 from YouTube, 1 from Twitch. From Twitch, MLam05 taking home 1. And then YouTube, we have Todd. Very simple username. I love it. Shout out Todd.
Big Todd fan.
And
Shout out Todd.
A fan of the program.
Todd.
I believe one of the first winners in show history, Isaiah Munoz.
Munoz.
Hey, Munoz. We love
M
the
Lam
Munoz program.
and M Lam says, "Let's go."
Oh, is M Lam live right now? Let's go.
Hey, M Lam, you know what to do then. We're gonna send you a whisper or something. And Munoz, somebody let Munoz know that he won again. We'll send him a whisper. If we send you guys a whisper, look out for it, and then email us at thechase@dacarworld.com so you can claim your prize. Give us your email and your shipping information. That way we can get it out to you.
I'm
We
messaging
got all
you
these
right now,
cards.
M Lam.
M Lamb's messaging. He's messaging you right now, the Meerkat. Well, boys, I mean, that's it for a Monday. I think we did pretty good there. Does anybody have anything else that they want to add?
As of right now, Troy and I are supposed to play each other tonight in softball
Oh,
for about
cripe.
the 12th time this year. 20-team league, we've played each other 80 times. Makes sense. It's raining, though, so it's probably going to get rained out.
It's raining men. Hallelujah. Yeah, because I'll be honest with you, don't know if I'm in the mood to play tonight. I'll just throw it out there. There's a moth flying around. Did you see that? Did you see that?
What is going on?
Meerkat, any closing hobby thoughts for you today before the end of the show?
I'm just gonna say, I was teetering a bit. I didn't know if I was gonna be all in, if I was gonna be out on them. I am in on the first Bowman U football products, investing in these new rookie class. I wasn't sure. I love the design of the cards and everything. And the first Bowmans, I think it's going to be something in football moving forward that's a bit viable. So you see preseason, you see these young guys killing it. You want their cards. You can get it in some products right now, like Legacy that we ripped on the program. But I like those first Bowmans. Available at dacardworld.com. Bowman U football. But you want to chase those preseason rookies, those lower end guys, not the first round picks, but I think Bowman, way to go. I'm in.
Khalil Shakir.
And I was gonna say to your point, was there anybody? We're through week 2 of the preseason now. Anybody that's stood out to you guys that maybe we should keep an eye out from a hobby standpoint?
Khalil Shakir and George Pickens, 110%.
Yeah. What about you, Meerkat? Anybody that you've liked watching play so far throughout the first couple of weeks that people should watch out for, or they'd be on the rise? Anybody? Unfortunately, Matt Corral, though, I saw his season's done.
Yeah, Liz Frank injured.
That's tough for him. Makes it a little easier for Carolina to figure out their quarterback situation. But It's still going to be between Baker and Darnold for that starting job. PJ Walker, though, probably a little more safe, and I'm a big fan of his. But looking at him, he's been brought up on the show before. Isaiah Likely, loved him in the pre-draft process, ended up in a place like Baltimore that loves 2 tight end sets, that loves utilizing their athletic tight ends. And week 1, he looked good. This week, 8 receptions. Last night, actually. What was it, 100 yards?
100 yards or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he looked first
Good.
half.
He looked reliable. He's athletic. A lower, under the radar almost guy right now that I think could be viable in the hobby as a tight end. It's hard to get those tight end values, but OJ, I almost said OJ Howard. OJ Howard did have a touchdown for the Buffalo Bills.
Sure did.
Invest in OJ Howard now.
To the moon. To the moon. But yeah,
the-
you're right. I mean, if you're not Travis Kelce, it's kind of hard being a tight end in the hobby, I feel like sometimes.
And Pitts helped bring a little bit more redemption to the tight end position in the hobby with how crazy his cards were going. So it's nice to see these, young, big playmaking tight ends get a chance.
Absolutely. A couple folks in the chat calling for Kenny Pickett too.
I was just about to throw him out there. He's looked pretty dang good in his 2 preseason outings. So definitely Kenny Pickett. I mean, that's an easy one. He was the first quarterback off the board. Easy one to invest in.
Yeah, I want to see who's going to be the standout in the wide receiver. I mean, obviously last year it was Jamar Chase. He ran away with that. Not to take anything away from guys like Devonta Smith or Jalen Waddle, but we'll see who will be the elite one this year too, especially in terms of hobby, because I feel like Jamar Chase is, from last year, the wide receiver that is garnering the most interest in terms of collecting. So we'll see who will be the Jamar Chase of this year.
Indeed.
All right. Well, I think that's it. That's going to wrap it up for us. Continue to like, comment, subscribe, follow DA Cardwell across all of our platforms. Make sure you're looking out for the replays on YouTube, as well as other content that we put on the YouTube, including the Diamond Icons break that we did last week. Listen to us on Spotify and Apple as well if you're in the car or you just feel like audio and you don't want to look at our ugly mugs. That's it. We're going to see you bright and early on a Wednesday for Hump Day, and I think that's going to do it. So stay tuned to the Twitch channel. We'll be back with some group breaks and personal breaks over there in the live lounge. And just remember, everybody, it's all about the chase. Later, skaters. Top guys out.